Okay, so I wanted to do a sort of comical topic about what other people have said, crazy statements, and also all the crazy statements. There's so many things that I've stated over the years. We're going to do 5 or 6 of each. So all the crazy statements that other window cleaners have said, and I'm going to put about 5 or 6 crazy statements that I've said. But actually, everything I've said is the truth. And hopefully most people watching this will agree that actually everything you do say makes perfect sense, because I follow the sort of same systems that you follow, and it's true. So first of all, let's talk about, there's no particular order of these comments. They're all as ridiculous as each other, and I'll just try and be as quick as possible. So one of the statements one well-known window cleaner said was always close out to the side. So you can close out to the side on any window, but on this particular window, if I close out to the side, I'm always going to have a problem here. On this particular window, we've got about that much detailing that I need to do, because this is a sealless window, right? So on these sort of windows, I always want to close out on the bottom. Now, if it's got a protruding rubber sill, more than likely closing out to the side is fine to do. But on these sealless windows, it's much better with whatever squeegee you use to close out on the bottom, because you're going to reduce the amount of mess that you make. And another crazy statement that another window cleaner made, and actually all the window cleaners that have made these statements, they're all much more popular than me. They've all got a much bigger following, or had a bigger following than me. Another crazy statement someone said was, when you close out, always close out against the edge. Always. So if I close out to the edge here on this window, it's not so much of a problem. But generally speaking, I want to close out in the middle, so I'm going to reduce my close out restriction, because I've got nothing to restrict against on this highly restrictive squeegee. Now he was talking about any squeegee. Closing out to the side in the corner here is not an ideal thing to do. Closing out away from any friction or barrier is more common sense thing to do. But according to this other guy, always close out to the corner, and the other guy again, always closing out to the side, will make you work longer, harder, slower, giving you less results. Right, another thing that multiple number of window cleaners over the years have said, and most of them either use a standard channel like this or a dog-ear channel, is dive bombing. The great dive bombing technique. Right, so we're going to get this zero detailing. Hold on a minute. Oh, come on. Ah, that's it. Okay. Zero detailing. Oh, shit. So, dive bombing is one of the worst ways of getting minimal detail. Look how long, I mean, I exaggerated a bit, but all these clowns that say dive bombing is the best way to work are absolute. You can fill in the blanks. Even if you've got a dog-ear channel, and we talk about dog-earing as well, let's dog-ear our channels, and let's now put our tools against the frames, and we'll get our squeegees to do 100. Oh, hold on a minute. Can't get. Anyway, there you go. Great. So dog-earing again is as good or as bad as dive bombing. Just utter ridiculous. And that's said by a multiple number of people. Right, another ridiculous thing that a couple of people have said is, we don't need to detail, we don't need to dog ear, but we don't do it. Still don't do dog earing. We don't need to do dog earing because we're going to take a little notch. We're going to cut a little square out of that side and a little square out of that side, and then we got this thing called notching. And notching will now allow me to, or you, to get zero detailing. So we don't need to dog ear a channel. We just have this notching on the rubber, and what you'll find is you'll have more detailing than ever with a rubber cut out here and a rubber cut out here. One of the most ridiculous things that two window cleaners that both use wagtails have stated, and one of the guys makes wagtails. So, ridiculous thing to say. Another ridiculous thing that someone said is we got the normal squeegee channel here. Well, these zero detailing channels, they don't exist. Yeah, but, you know, zero detailing just doesn't exist. And detailing doesn't slow me down. I don't need to use a zero detailing tool because detailing doesn't slow me down. So, it's got more of a sloppy solution than me. It's got less quality techniques than me, but I've still got detailing that needs doing. How come he doesn't have any detailing? Because he's either not doing it, or he's just not admitting to having detailing, or he's such a spectacular window cleaner off camera, detailing doesn't slow him down. And the last ridiculous thing I should say is when people say one size squeegee fits all, one type of technique fits all. Let's put the same size squeegee on every single window and work. Longer, harder, slower, get less results, but hey, I don't need to take a belt around with me. I don't have to, well, most of the time, don't have to work two-handed either. There we go. No dive bombing, detailing doesn't slow me down, and one size tool fits all. So, moving on to crazy things that I have said. So I've said, let's use the analogy of the last one. Use the right size tool for the right size pane of glass to get much more work done. So let's take an array of tools around. Obviously we don't want no detailing. We want a good soap solution method, and we want to put the tool in the right place at the right time without working fast, and we can just use whatever size tool we feel will be ideal, and nothing is actually hindering us, slowing us down. No dive bombing, no one size tool fits all, no one technique fits all. Be versatile, be adaptable. Nah, that is just a crazy statement to say. Right, another crazy statement I've said is, you know, my rubbers normally last me 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. Just standard Mormon black rubber. I've been, you know, lots of people have said, oh, you know, this guy's talking rubbish, because rubbers for me last me 2 hours. I should have put that in the other section of what other ridiculous things window cleaners say is, by 12 o'clock I've changed my rubber over, sometimes twice. Yeah, a rubber will last me a good number of weeks, 4 weeks on average, 2 weeks each side on average, but sometimes I can get 3 or 4 weeks out on just normal standard, nothing superior in terms of wear. Mormon soft rubber doesn't wear that great for a lot of window cleaners, but I can get 2, 3, 4 weeks sometimes on the rubber. How do I do that? Well, I'm very precise. I use the right size tool for the right size pane of glass, but this is one of my mainly used tools, used for commercial work and for bigger windows. And I don't have to press hard, I don't have to work fast, I'm just very accurate, very precise, and yeah, you don't need to do the things that other people do. And I close out to the side here in the corner. Why? Because I know that this window that I'm working on won't give me aggravation, but that doesn't mean that the window around the corner will allow me to close out very well in the corner. So again, it's being a versatile and adaptable and knowing what you should do at the right time. But that's ridiculous. You've got to work like robots, according to a lot of people. So yeah, rubber will last me sometimes months. Okay, another ridiculous thing that I said is stop blaming the tools that you're using, especially these tools that most people have no idea how to use and benefit from. Start focusing more on yourself. In fact, use your bog standard tools, become a better window cleaner by changing your soap solution, by being much more versatile with the way you work, use more sizes and better techniques, and you will fly as a window cleaner, and one day you'll be able to use the highest performing squeegee in the world. Another ridiculous statement that I've said, but people in the know that's true. Okay, yeah, so I'm faster than you, and I'm one-handed window cleaner using an Unger squeegee. This is another thing that someone said, with just ridiculous things. It's always beneficial to, on the ground, use two hands, as you see me demonstrate through this video and every other video. Using one hand is not the good thing to do unless you're on a ladder or you've only got one hand to use. So yeah, that's a ridiculous statement according to some window cleaners. And I suppose let's wrap it up. The most ridiculous statement I probably have said out of all of this is not working 2, 3, 4 times quicker than the average window cleaner. It is, don't work like anyone else on YouTube, in the street, anywhere. But don't even work like me, but use the information, get on the right track, use the information that I talk about, and you will find a better way of working pretty much instantaneously. And you don't have to work, you don't have to use the tools, you don't have to use the stupid techniques, you don't have to listen to the crazy comments that people have said. You can listen to the crazy comments that I say, and then you'll soon realise that everything that I say is right on the button. So I hope you've enjoyed these crazy comment talks about what I've said and what other people said, and hopefully people will know that the information that I give is not only truthful but much higher quality.